Hi, it's Dana Perino. I'm coming to you today from Calabasas, California. In a few minutes, I'm going to join the Daily Briefing, which is Dana Perino's show on Fox News, and we're going to talk about Felicity's sentencing. In fact, she's going to be sentenced here in a few minutes. By the time you watch this, she will already have been sentenced. We're going to talk about her sentencing, what my thoughts are. I don't think she's going to get sentenced to prison. I don't think she should be sentenced to prison, though time will tell. First off, a quick thank you to all of you who watched the video I filmed in front of the federal prison last week at Taft. A bunch of clients said, they love my videos, but they liked that I was out and about and doing it outside my office. I got the $6 selfie stick on Amazon, so thank you for all the cool comments from the video I filmed in front of Taft Federal Prison Camp. So let's talk about sentencing if you're going to federal prison and what happens after sentencing. And you're no different from Felicity. If she gets sentenced to federal prison today, her lawyer should immediately ask for a specific prison. Your lawyer should ask for a specific prison. It is not a good idea to say, Your Honor, send the defendant or my client to the prison closest to home. What if that's a detention center? Not a great idea. Ask for a specific facility. Do not ask for two facilities. Ask for a specific facility that is in your best interest. To that end, perhaps you have a documented history of drinking or substance abuse in the probation report. If you do, your lawyer could say after you've been sentenced, if you qualify, Your Honor, please refer to page 35, paragraph 27 of the probation report that articulates that my client has a history of drinking. For that reason, we request that you recommend he or she be admitted into the residential drug abuse program. Now, some lawyers have told clients, I'm not going to ask the judge. It's not up to the judge. That's true. It's only a recommendation. Though according to data from the Bureau of Prisons, I think in 2016, 74% of all judicial recommendations were followed. So if you qualify for the substance abuse program, if it's in the PSR and if your sentence is long enough, have your lawyer get a specific recommendation from the judge. Also, if you've been sentenced to prison, ask for a specific surrender date. I've had clients get as long as a year to surrender. You want it to be at least 30 to 60 days. Why? Well, you want to make sure your designation comes in. You want to make sure that the Bureau of Prisons has enough time to review your judgment and commitment order and probation report to classify you and designate you to the facility of your choosing. If you don't have enough time, they could tell you just surrender to the marshal's office, which would mean you could go through transit, which would make the experience more difficult. This is what I say to all of you if you're getting sentenced. There's a sense of dignity and self-esteem that comes from knowing you did everything possible to prepare. So if it's your personal narrative, if it's your sentencing video, if it's your character reference letters, if it's your statement, don't wing it. Just don't wing it like so many defendants do. Invest the time to prepare properly. Hold that lawyer accountable and work on that narrative, work on that statement. And regardless of what happens, you won't have any additional regrets. How many of us have regrets going through this system? Maybe the lawyer we hired, the money we've spent, the plea agreement we signed, all of the collateral consequences that accompany a conviction. There's a great deal of regret. Well, let's stop the bleeding. Let's ensure we're not making matters worse. And we can do that, I think, by knowing we've done everything possible to prepare. So if you're sentenced to prison, specific prison you should ask for, any recommendations, and a surrender date of your choosing. In between sentencing and your surrender, it really can be the hardest time. Certainly it was for me, the wondering and waiting what prison would be like. I had 60 days to surrender. My designation to Taft Prison came within 30 days, and I used that time to unwind my real estate business, to try to go closer with friends. I had to rent out my home. I moved in with a friend, and it was a very difficult time. And I understand for those of you, you're kind of in survival mode. I get it. I too was in survival mode. In fact, the day of my surrender, I was excited to get to federal prison. I was excited to get starting. I will close with this, whether it's you or Felicity Huffman or any client or any defendant watching this, the day of your sentencing is measurably better than your guilty plea or conviction. Why? When you plead guilty, you're in the land of the unknown. You're waiting and wondering what's going to happen. At your sentencing, regardless of what the number is, my hand starts to get tired holding this phone. At your sentencing, regardless of what the number is, at least you get clarity. At least you know what the number is. So as I wrap up this video, I'm heading into Fox News here on their satellite studio here in Calabasas in a few minutes to do Dana Perino's show. Specific prison, hold that lawyer accountable, any programs, and invest the time to prepare. And regardless of what happens, the rest of the journey will be better. And I want you to stop having regrets. Stop wondering and wishing for a different outcome. You have to work for it like anything else in life. Okay, thank you all very much. Subscribe if you like the video, and I'll be back soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.